Hello and welcome to the Redwing Roundup, your Benet Academy podcast. I am Jack McGrath, sitting right across from the man, the myth, the not quite legend Ethan Ferguson.
Yet.
And this is the first ever episode of the newest thing at the Academy, the Redwing Roundup podcast.
Thanks, Jack. We're here to talk about all things Benet and keep you updated as to what's happening at the Academy. We will try to incorporate things such as sports, music, clubs, and what's going around at the school.
Some of our segments this episode will include opinions with Ian and Greta, sports with Jacob Infante and Pat Malik, and Maeve and Megan will interview Audrey, Hare, Maddie Barbeau, and Patrick Vivoda as they head to the Illinois High School Musical Theater Awards.
It's been a busy couple of weeks at Benet, with the end of school approaching. We had baccalaureate over the weekend, and we also had the honors convocation on the 24th.
The guitar show was a couple of weeks ago, with Greg Kimonel and his band nailing the song Come Together, and Maddie Seplek also sang her own original song. I'd like to talk about Greg a little bit. He comes on stage for his first song, Come Together, and after the song, he takes off his shirt, revealing that he has another tank top on underneath. Now, after his next song, he literally rips the tank top in half and throws it into the crowd. This guy was hyped up. He has another tank top on underneath that. At this point, I'm thinking, it's 80 degrees out today, and the Benet air conditioning is not on yet. He has to be hot on stage, but he was hyped.
Man, what a rock star. We end the school year with the commencement on May 27th, where we say goodbye to our seniors. Not only that, but the baseball team had a great performance. Andrew Prisby had a walk-off against the number one team in Illinois, JCA. The dream continues for Benet baseball.
I'm sure Jacob and Pat are going to talk more about that during sports, but at this time, we'd like to remind you to follow us on social media, Twitter and Instagram, at Benet Broadcast 1. Once again, that's at Benet Broadcast, the number 1. So we are going to send it to Ian and Greta as they talk about the end of the school year, summer, tests, finals, and all that other fun stuff. But for now, here's our first song, the 2017 Concert Chorale, singing Africa.
Thanks, Jack. This is Greta Maris and Ian Smith here to talk a little about what else is happening in the school right now.
Yes, and next week we got finals coming up. Greta, what's your opinion on finals?
Well, it's a little bit easier for me this year. After you have, AP classes, you don't really have those finals during the finals week. Like Mrs. Brown, we all know she likes to take the periods off during that
big.
week. Yeah.
As math and stuff.
Yeah.
AP math.
Yep. You took the AP test, right?
Yes, I did.
How'd that go for you?
I think it went all right. A couple parts were sketchy, but
That's good.
That's kind of what you expect.
Yeah, I agree. How every test kind of goes.
But once we get past finals, then we start up summer, so that's exciting. As much as we love to be here, I think we're all looking forward to a good summer break.
Sure are. What do you have planned this summer?
This summer it's going to be a lot of cross-country, some caddying, just trying to make some money, hang out with friends.
Good stuff.
The summer stuff. What about you?
Where are you caddying?
Chicago Golf Club in Wheaton.
Nice. I caddied at Crest Creek for a bit.
Oh,
I work
that's
at
cool.
Centennial now, though, so I'll be there most of the summer.
All right.
Lots of cross country as well. Last summer running. Just crazy.
So you get offer a discount to Benet Academy students coming to Centennial Beach.
If you're nice to me, I'll get you in for free, actually.
All right,
I have that
you guys
kind of
heard that
authority.
here. If you are nice to Greta Maris, she can get you into Centennial Beach for free.
Don't write that down. Yeah. Anything else you got?
I think that's about all for today, folks.
All right. We're going to send it over to Jacob and Pat for a little sports talk. Thanks for listening, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of our sports podcast. I'm Jacob Infante, joined alongside Pat Malik. Let's dig right into it. We're going to start things off with some boys baseball. They finished up the regular season with a record of 16-13. They were 11-7 in conference, third behind Joliet Catholic and Marist, and they finished off the regular season by beating Joliet Catholic, who's the number one seed in the state. On their senior night, they defeated Wheaton Warrenville South by a score of 5-3. They had 5 players make it to the all-conference team, and they are pitcher Quinn Moriarty, first baseman Andrew Prisby, second baseman Patty Hinks, third baseman Jack Schneider, and outfielder Aaron Staley. And all those guys are seniors except for Staley, who's a junior, and he was the Offensive Player of the Year runner-up, so he's going to play a big role presumably next year for these Red Wings. Their next game in the playoffs is actually today on Thursday against Oswego at Hinsdale South. So if you're a senior with no school or someone who just doesn't want to study for finals, I definitely recommend going down there and watching that game. Now we go over to Pat for a preview on next year's football team.
All right, so we're just going to dig right into it. So our secondary and wide receivers this year are probably going to take the hardest blow with the seniors that are leaving. So our duo of Ben Cooney and Jack Eschenbach in the slot and the far wide receiver are going to be replaced by actually the younger Cooney and the younger Eschenbach as slot and far wide receivers. The defensive line this year is probably the most stacked, with Jackson Stevens on the inside and Benish and Dan O'Mara rushing from the out. Our offensive line is going to be sturdy, with our lightest guy only 220 pounds, so they got a pretty big line this year. Our key returning players that we've analyzed this year are going to be Colin Gillespie, who's a quarterback, and he's going to be a junior next year, running back Ben Hickey, who's going to be a senior, and outside linebacker Mike Weimer, who's also going to be a senior. We're going to send it right back to Jacob for some lacrosse.
The boys defeated York on Monday by a score of 11-10, but they got crushed on Tuesday by Glenbard West, 18-3 in the sectional semifinals, bringing an end to their year. The girls also lost to Naperville North in the playoffs, but they did end their regular season by winning their senior night 15-9 against Naperville Central.
In boys volleyball, the boys defeated Hinsdale South in 2 games, 25-21 and 25-10 in the Benet Regional, and they finished the regular season on a hot 5-game win streak by beating Geneva on May 17th.
Boys tennis saw their season come to a premature end this past Saturday when they lost to Hinsdale Central 28-9 in the Class 2A Proviso West sectional.
In girls soccer, on Saturday, they beat Hancock 6-0 in the Class 2A Hancock Regional. They beat Nazareth 3-0 on Tuesday in the IHSA sectional semifinals, and they will actually be playing this Friday against St. Ignatius.
And that's about it that we've got here for sports. Now we send it over to Megan and Maeve with the latest in arts and entertainment.
There's a world outside of Yonkers, way out there beyond this hick town, Barnaby. There's a slick town, Barnaby, out there, full of shine and full of sparkle. Close your eyes and see it glisten, Barnaby. Listen, Barnaby.
Hi, my name is Megan Sluzis,
And I'm Maeve Sheltons.
and we're here today with a couple of our very talented actors and actresses from Benet Academy. We have Patrick Vivoda and Audrey Hare.
They've been nominated for Best Actor and Actress in State by the Illinois High School Music Theater Awards, and as of now, they're in the top 12. So welcome. We're happy to have you guys.
Hi, happy to be here. Okay, so you guys both did such a wonderful job in Hello Dolly this year. Can you tell us, was there ever a turning point in the rehearsal process or the actual show where you stepped out of yourself and into your character? If so, what was it?
Well, I'd say for me, the day that we did a run through in our costumes, that's one of the most fun parts, at least for me, for the process. And it kind of changes everything. It turns on a switch because I feel like, you know, looking at someone and like pretending that they're a character, even though they're in like their school uniform or they're in sweatpants, is completely different than if they're in like a suit and tie. So I think like a switch was kind of turned on and like a new energy was found in the show.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think the turning point for me was when we first ran through all of the show with the orchestra. The orchestrations in this show are so beautiful, and I think that having them there to back us up and support us creates a whole new life for the show, and it was just really magical experiencing that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've got a couple questions for each one of you. So Patrick, Cornelius was such a fun role, and I loved watching you backstage.
Thank you.
So awesome. Everyone talking about how much they love you.
Thank you guys so much.
So what was your favorite part of being Cornelius?
Well, I'd say my favorite part of the entire show, even though it's probably the most stressful, was Tech Week, just because I feel like during a show, that's where the entire cast and the pit and the crew gets to like spend the most time together, because at least during like the early stages of the production, it was a lot of separation between, you know, like the ensemble and like the featured and then the orchestra and the crew. They were all working on their separate things, so we didn't really spend that much time together. But I think Tech Week was my favorite, just because we all get to spend like a bunch of time together, even though it was kind of stressful and tiring. At least we did it all together.
Yeah. Okay, so for Audrey, so your performance on stage, it's so poised and elegant.
Thank
No
you.
pun intended there. A song in the show.
Yeah.
Are there any pre-show or during show rituals that you do to prepare yourself to get in character, and what are they?
So what I can think of was my sophomore year, Patrick's freshman year, we did Cinderella, and Jana Maris, who plays in the pit, bought these glass little babies, and she would place them all around the St. Daniel's Hall, like on stage, in the pit, backstage. And one day when we were sitting in our little booth, me and Patrick and Frank Gomolka and Isabella Newhouse, when we were sitting in our booth during the Waiters Gallop, we found 4 little babies on our plates, and so we just started playing with them. And then every single show after that, we played with the babies. So yes, that was our
Playing with the babies.
show ritual.
Yes.
Yes, playing with the babies.
Good ritual.
All right. Thank you. This has been Megan Sluzis
Maeve Sheltons.
and with Audrey Hare and Patrick Vivoda, and now we go back to Jack and Ethan.
Thanks, Megan and Maeve, and best of luck to Audrey and Patrick as they travel down to compete against some of the best actors and actresses in the state of Illinois. Now we'd like to shift our attention to another great actress who's competing in a different sort of fashion at these awards. Maddie Barbeau has been selected as a reporter and social media persona for the Illinois High School Music Theater Awards, and she has a chance to compete at nationals. Maeve and Megan will be talking to her about some of her experiences and what she will be seeing at the awards.
Welcome back. This is Megan Sluzas.
Maeve Shelton.
And today the reporter becomes the reported. We're here with Maddie Barbeau, the IHSTMA, I hope I got that right, reporter, for those awards.
Hello.
Hi, Maddie.
Hi. That was a great joke.
Could you tell us a little bit about what your current responsibilities are for being the IHSMTA reporter and what that means?
Sure. So basically, it means that on the day of the awards, I will be there with all the nominees, and I will ask them questions, maybe play fun games with them, and I'll get to work with Broadway and Chicago's social media person, and I'll kind of be their social media presence for the day, and I'll be updating like all of Broadway and Chicago's and Illinois High School Music Theater Awards pages on social media and keeping everyone updated on what's going on during the day.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
cool. So what is like the most exciting part of it for you?
I love the fact that I get to, I just get to watch everyone like learn from each other and play off of each other because having been there before, it's an amazing day and everyone there is like so unique and there for a reason. And it's really cool to see how they all help each other grow. So I'm excited to see what they do.
Have you ever done anything like this before?
Reporting wise, no. Yeah, so it's very exciting and new. I like literally only joined Instagram a few months ago. Mostly for this. So yeah, it'll be an experience.
So you have a shot of going and reporting at the Jimmy Awards, and there's some voting process involved in that. So for the viewers at home, how can we vote for you to go to New York?
Yeah, so being the Broadway and Chicago student reporter means I was also Chicago's submission to go to the National High School Music Theater Awards, or the Jimmy Awards. So right now, I was picked as a top 10 candidate to be one of the 2 student reporters, and you can go view my video on the Jimmy Awards Facebook page, and if you like it, give it a comment, share it. It'll help me have a better chance of being picked.
Awesome. All right.
Well, thank
Wish
you,
the
Maddie.
best of luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, this has been Megan Sluzas.
And Maeve Shelton.
And we're throwing it back to Jack and Ethan.
Thanks, Megan and Maeve. Make sure you vote for Maddie Barbeau. Link is in the description. So I think that's it for us here, Jack.
Yeah, I think that's all. Be sure to follow us on social media at Benet Broadcast 1 on both Twitter and Instagram. We're not sure when our next episode's going to be. We're looking at next school year as of right now. We may have a summer episode,
maybe.
Back to school episode, maybe. But we'll see. But for now, I'm Jack McGrath.
And I'm Ethan Ferguson.
And this has been the Redwing Roundup. And as always, go Red Wings.